Praise be everyone. So this is the 9th episode of The Handmaid's Tale Season 4, and there's a lot at stake here. We're going to discuss it under his eye.
God knows what you've sacrificed.
So Luke and June living together, it's tense and awkward as fuck. Yeah, I don't see that playing out much longer. Just a convenience for them to, try to find Hannah. I think that's all that's gonna be left between the two. Is it just me, or is last 3 episodes that's directed by Elizabeth Moss more lengthy when it comes to the scenes? Luckily, they're not boring, which it could be cut down a little bit just to get more other characters involved. It's almost the end of the season. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode, and I was really surprised to see Esther, the wife, become a handmaid. And that was a direction I really didn't want to see that character go, because she's already been through so much. I mean, this is Gilead, and it's more realistic. It's good for a shock factor. Janine being under Aunt Lydia's watch, I think that Janine and Esther will be cooking up some kind of scheme of some sort. You can just see it in their face looking at each other. Like, I'm eager to see where that is going. At the end of the reunion scene with June and Nick, he puts on a wedding ring, but who's the wife? Because remember the last one drowned in a pool. He sure knows how to keep his women wet. Lastly, that final scene was, where she finds out that her only leverage in court is Fred. Of course, the worst person and the last person she wants to come in contact with. It should be interesting to see how that goes down, if it does at all. It's definitely a twist where, in a direction I didn't see this going, if they do actually work together in a way. But June has an outbreak, and which is understandable, but I don't think that's going to help the matter. It's just going to make her look more mentally unstable than she already is, so I don't think that's going to hold up good in court. So far this season is on par with the first 2 seasons, and there's more locations taking place that makes it just more interesting. The first season's mainly taking place in the Waterford's posting, and of course there's been so many tragic losses of June's friends, and even though she's free, the season has done a very good job at showing that traumatic element afterwards, and she's still, even though she's free, she's very much a prisoner of her past, displaying her severe trauma and PTSD. This season honestly does have a lot of my favorite scenes throughout the whole series, and that says a lot because there's so many brilliant scenes, and so to say that, that's a big compliment. My favorites including the interrogation between Aunt Lydia and June, where she finally tells her how she feels. I've been waiting for that for a long time. And to see Aunt Lydia's reaction was really great, because you can see how it's really getting to her. And finally, of course, June actually arriving to Canada after all this time. It's, a new experience for her, and it's just fun to see her character adapt to it. This episode also does a good job of bringing up some really interesting side plots that could occur later on. As far as Serena being visited by her friend, asking her for her baby, it may just be the justice we've been waiting for. The entire mingle scene with June and Nick, I was expecting to be a setup, but instead, they kissed. So I guess she's already forgotten all about Luke. Nick also gives a doll to Nicole wearing a pink dress, and it could be symbolic and foreshadowing her return to Gilead. And of course, June wearing red again, he thinks she'll be tired of that color. Serena also brings up to Fred of the possibility that she could very easily become a handmaid, which is something I think that we would all like to see happen. So cross your fingers that they'll squeeze it in for fan service. We'll just have to wait and see. I can only hope, and I'm sure you can only hope, that this season will also end with that same excitement, and hopefully not a cliffhanger, have it be somewhat positive for once. That'd be really nice, without a close of her face. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.